So now we're going to talk about the second use of a 6/4 chord, and this is going to be called the pedal 6/4. Okay, so let me write something out here. This is not focusing so well today. I don't know why. All right, so a pedal 6/4 has a sustained bass note. The first chord is root position, so it doesn't need anything. This note can be rearticulated, or this could be written as a dotted half note or a longer note. But root position goes to 6/4 and then returns back to root position, so we are going to write 5/3 just to make sure that just to clarify the fact that it changes back to root position afterwards. Okay, I'm just going to do this first of all as just a chord, like a triad, just to show you how this works. Okay, so imagine you've got the C sustaining here. All right, and think of this as 5/3 to 6/4 to 5/3. Okay, and remember this is optional. So this actually tells you exactly what to write. See how there's a 3 that goes to a 4 and then back to a 3? That's this note right here. The 3 steps up to 4 and then steps back down to 3. Likewise, the 5 steps up to 6 and steps back down to 5. So we have one sustained note on the bottom. The term for that sustained note in the bass is called a pedal tone, which is why this is called a pedal 6/4. That comes from organ playing. Let me get an organ sound here where you'd have a sustained note in the pedals of the organ. When you sustain a single note in the bottom, especially in the pedals of an organ, it's called a pedal tone. And here we move from root position to 6/4 back to root position with the sustained note, and essentially creates a set of 2 neighbor notes. I'm going to go back to piano sound. I'll go back to organ. It's really easy to hear. Here. So there are 2 neighbor notes that embellish this triad. And this chord is a 6/4. We could say this is a 1 and a 4, 6/4 and a 1. I don't really hear a 4 chord there. I mean, we can call it a 4/6/4, but it's not functioning like a 4 chord. Sometimes people will just write 1, 5/3, 6/4, 5/3, and the dashes show you that these are just melodic embellishments. That's a way to do it. Some people will write 1 pedal 6/4, 1. I mean, I think for now, just to be consistent, we should write 1, 4, 6/4, and 1. But maybe put that in parentheses just to show that as a 6/4 chord, it's not there to give us a strong 4 chord. It's there to embellish this 1 chord. Okay. So part writing, super easy. All right, I'm gonna get 2 roots. There's a 5th, and there's a 3rd. Okay. If you remember that in a 6/4 chord, you always double the 5th of the chord, which means you always double the bass of the chord. Again, this writes itself. So we got C, E, G. Here's the 5th of the chord. We're going to have to double that. So we're going to sustain that, and we're back here. Super easy. You might also remember that when you do a pedal 6/4, 5 steps up to 6 and back down to 5. 3 goes to 4 and back down to 3. That motion, that was 3, 4, 3, and here's the 5. It's called a neighbor note. We do them at the same time. And it forms this pedal 6/4, which has another name. Sometimes it is called a neighbor 6/4, okay? And that's acknowledging the neighbor motion that you get in the upper voices. So here we go. So 3 goes to 4. Here's 3, up to 4, back down to 3. 5 goes to 6, back down to 5, and that is it. It's awesome. Okay. This is used in popular music all the time, in blues. I'm just playing F major. Go to the 4 chord. A little louder. 5. Back to. All I've done is a 12-bar blues with 1, 4, and 5 on each of those chords. Pedal 6/4. There's the 1 chord. Here's the 4 chord. Sorry, wrong key. Here's the 5 chord. All right, so you can continue that. You know, and it's fun. It sounds cool. All right, so that's the pedal 6/4. I should probably have you write one of these for fun before we go on. So I am going to ask you to do F minor and F is going to sustain in the bass. That is an F. This is going to be a 6/4 and a 5/3. Okay, we can put in ties if we want. Okay, write this down, stop the video, write this in 4 voices. This is a pedal 6/4. Okay, really stop it and do it. I can see you that you're not stopping it. Okay, fine, here we are. So this is a 1 chord, 4/6/4, back to 1/5/3. I'm going to voice this F, C, A, F. It could be voiced in various ways. So F is the root. Here F is the 5th. We know we got to double the 5th in this chord. And then the root again. And now the 3 goes to 4 and back to 3. The 5 goes to 6 and back to 5. This sounds awesome in minor. Okay. This voicing is nice because you have the F in the soprano and the bass. Okay. You can sustain it. Okay. It's beautiful, right? So that is the pedal 6/4. When you go to figured bass of the day, number 9, you will see that this includes both a pedal 6/4 and a passing 6/4. All right, so why don't you go ahead and do that? See you in the next video where I walk through this.